Deshaun Watson continues to prove his doubters wrong each and every week. And ever since the Texans beat the Chiefs, these fanboys in suits are more reluctant to give Deshaun Watson the type of hate that they were giving him in the preseason and in the beginning of the season. But in this video, I'm going to highlight the lazy analysis Deshaun Watson received in the beginning of this football season in episode 4 of The Ignorance of the Media. Stay tuned.
There ain't no grave can hold my body down. There ain't no grave can hold my body down.
Look, I'll tell you who Deshaun Watson, the answer is he's not a top 10 quarterback. I'm not taking him over. Not today. Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Tom Brady. Drew Brees. Andrew Luck. Russell Wilson, we're at 6. Ben Roethlisberger, 7. Phillip Rivers, 8.
We're together right now.
Carson Wentz, 9. And you bring up Baker Mayfield, who at this moment I'll take over Deshaun Watson.
How in the fuck is Mayfield ahead of Deshaun Watson when Deshaun Watson took an 0-3 Texans team last year and guided them to a 9-game winning streak in a postseason berth? And mind you, last year when Deshaun Watson started the season 0-3, he still didn't play a full 16-game season. Baker Mayfield just broke the rookie touchdown passing record by 1 touchdown. And it was not like you guys gave this much praise to Russell Wilson, because Russell Wilson in his rookie year threw for 26 touchdown passes and he took the Seahawks to a postseason berth and a postseason win. But Mayfield breaks the rookie touchdown passing record by 1 touchdown. The Browns still have a losing season, and he's a top 10 quarterback. I mean, get the F out of here. At least Ryan Clark had the logic to say that, well, Deshaun Watson had a more electric rookie season than Baker Mayfield, and it's true. Watson was on pace to throw for 30 or more touchdown passes as a rookie. But after he got injured, his stock went down and the media tried to hurry up and jump off the bandwagon and, favor, quarterbacks like Mayfield and Patrick Mahomes. Now watch how Max Kellerman contradicts himself here.
Be in the top 10 by the end of the season, but how can you put him there
And what
now?
does he have to do?
He's got to have a winning season. He's got to make the playoffs and maybe even win a playoff game.
Now, why does Deshaun Watson have to do all of those things to be a top 10 quarterback when Baker Mayfield has not achieved any of those things, yet he is in Max Kellerman's top 10? Now, look at what Max says about Baker Mayfield's accuracy.
You think Deshaun Watson is as accurate down the field as Baker Mayfield? And you bring up Baker Mayfield, who at this moment I'll take over Deshaun Watson because he's got the same thing as Deshaun Watson, but he's more accurate.
Where in the hell did he get the assumption that Mayfield is more accurate than Watson? Max is clearly going based on college, because that was the last time Mayfield was more accurate than Deshaun Watson was in college, when he was at Oklahoma, a team with a weaker division, while Deshaun Watson was playing in a tougher ACC and Deshaun Watson was playing against tougher teams. Not only that, in the NFL, when Deshaun Watson and Baker Mayfield played at the same time, Deshaun Watson was way more accurate. I mean, last year, his completion percentage was 9th in the NFL, and his quarterback rating was 8th in the league. Now, I know Baker Mayfield did not play a full season last year, but his QBR was 19th, and his completion percentage was 24th. And months later, after Max makes this comment and you fast forward to the present, Deshaun Watson has proven that he is way more accurate than he gets credit for. Right now, he is 3rd in the league in completion percentage, and he is 4th in passer rating, where Baker Mayfield is 32nd in QBR, which means Mariota, Andy Dalton, Josh Allen, and Fitzpatrick all have better passer ratings than Mayfield, and Mayfield's completion percentage in the league is 30th. The only person that gave fair analysis between both quarterbacks is Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark said that Deshaun Watson is a top 10 quarterback. He also said that Deshaun Watson is accurate. He also made a great point.
But I think Deshaun can elevate a team in a way that Baker Mayfield can. I believe that things are going to have to go right around Baker Mayfield from a player perspective. You're going to have some guys around you that make plays.
Ryan Clark is spot on about this, because this year Deshaun Watson has elevated his, team through adversity, while Baker Mayfield, not so much.
So you were angry at the start of this game then?
I mean, geez, guys, you're like my counselor right now.
So since Baker Mayfield was a hot commodity after his rookie season, Max tries to jump the bandwagon early, disregarding the great things that Deshaun Watson was doing. Max is a contradicting, analyst because he liked Watson in Clemson and he gave him all the praise. But after Mayfield's promising rookie season and Mahomes' MVP season, Max jumps off the Deshaun Watson bandwagon and overhypes both of these guys while disregarding all the good things that Deshaun Watson has done in the NFL in his young career. That is not analyzing, that is just being a fan. Now, do not let this distract you from the fact that the NFL Top 100 had Mayfield ahead of Watson and Matt Ryan. So Matt Ryan played like an MVP last year. Deshaun Watson took his team to the playoffs, yet Mayfield's ahead of both of them on this NFL Top 100 BS.
No. Skip, for me, if you want to say rank him ahead of Cam and Carson Wentz, I got no problem with that because both of those guys were nicked up. Now, I got to push back when you talk about ranking him in front of Matt Ryan. Skip, Matt Ryan was 76 yards for passing for 5,000. He actually passed for 20 yards fewer and had 3 fewer touchdowns than when he won the MVP. And they got Baker Mayfield ranked 19 spots in front of him. Deshaun Watson was 1 spot behind him. He was 41-65, 26-9. Baker was 37-25, 27-14. And maybe they're trying to project moving forward what Baker's going to be. But based on 2018, he should not have been ranked in front of Matt Ryan. He should not have been ranked in front of Deshaun Watson.
Uncle Shay is right. I thought the NFL Top 100 is supposed to be about what you did on the field in the previous year. It's not about projections or, it's not called the NFL's Top 100 potentially good players. It's called the Top 100 players. Now, you may think to yourself, well, isn't the NFL Top 100 supposed to be voted by the players? So this is a players list. This doesn't count as criticism against Deshaun Watson. Well, according to Connor Barwin, he said in a tweet in 2012 that the players technically don't vote in the Top 100, and Pat McAfee agreed. So that means the NFL uses these players as a face for the voting system, but really it's these analysts that are behind the voting system. Now, before I get into this chapter, can we all agree that Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson are both great quarterbacks for their respected franchises, and they are both playing football like it's a video game, along with Lamar Jackson? Why can't the media just say that and let it go? Oh wait, this is the media we're talking about.
Will Deshaun Watson ever be on Patrick Mahomes' level?
Woo, man, just if he's somewhere, anywhere, looking at that bottom bar, woo, that's a shot, it feels like. But you know what? I don't think he will. Now, I understand that this is...
You don't think he'll ever be on that level?
No.
Well, I say no. And the reason why I say no is fine a football player as he is and probably will be. Patrick Mahomes is just different. He's just different.
The way they talk about Pat Mahomes is as if he's in the Hall of Fame already and he's played a 10, 12-year career, and they act like Deshaun Watson is an amateur. LeVar's like, Pat Mahomes is different, even though they both can do pretty much the same things. And I can prove it to you. Mahomes was first in yards per attempt and Deshaun Watson was second in yards per attempt at that time. Not only that, the media, they try to trademark that no-look pass by Mahomes as if he's the only quarterback that can do that. But Deshaun Watson did the exact same thing against the Los Angeles Chargers and the media didn't say shit. And I got proof. The media tried to hide this from the public, but if you look at this play right here, Deshaun Watson throws his pass to Atkins. This was a no-look pass. Now, there's no front camera of Deshaun Watson doing this, so you can't tell if it's a no-look pass, but I do got a picture. This is what Deshaun Watson posted on Twitter. He put no-look pass for a TD, and you can tell that this was the same play from the footage I showed because, as you can see, Deshaun Watson's feet is in the air, and look at this play. He jumps and throws the ball. It is kind of similar to what Mahomes did against the Tennessee Titans when he jumped and threw that ball for a touchdown pass.
Coincidence? I think not.
This is another example of favoritism. Why can't the media give both players credit for doing, extraordinary things? Now, I'm going to prove to you that there are more fans that are more logical and more analytical than these so-called analysts on these big networks. Look at this person's comment. He says, Mahomes set the bench 1 year and year 2 became the MVP. Deshaun Watson's rookie year, he passed Kurt Warner for most touchdown passes through a quarterback's first career 7 games, with 19. He goes on to say that Deshaun Watson in year 2 played with a partially collapsed lung and a broken rib, still the first quarterback to throw for at least 4,000 yards and 25 touchdowns and rush for 500 yards and 5 touchdowns in a single season in NFL history. And he broke all those records while being sacked 62 times. This year, Deshaun Watson is the first player in NFL history to pass for at least 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 5 or fewer incompletions in a single game. Now right here, this guy is referring to the Atlanta Falcons game when Deshaun Watson just broke so many records. But the point is, if a fan can make a thorough analysis like that in that comment, then when you look at guys on these big networks, why do we call them analysts?
And the other thing I don't particularly like about Deshaun Watson, and Greg, maybe, I don't know if you noticed it too, I don't like his throwing motion. It's not proper to me. It's not as quick of a release as it should be.
Play action. Watson fires, and that is a flag and a touchdown.
His throwing motion, it's not proper.
He can do. Watson, strong throw to the end zone, caught, touchdown.
Not as quick of a release as it should be.
Deshaun to the end zone, and Hopkins, touchdown.
But he doesn't have that wow factor.
Fake to Miller, who blocks Freeney, going deep. Oh, he's got Fuller. That is a touchdown.
But he doesn't have that wow factor.
Watson, and he goes down. No, he stays on his feet, throws on the run, touchdown. Unbelievable.
But he doesn't have that wow factor.
Watson is going to have more than just a first down, leaping towards the goal line.
But he doesn't have that wow factor.
The last one out. Here he is to his right on 4th and goal. Now back to his left. Nowhere to throw it. Now he finds a man, and the pass is caught for the touchdown.
But he doesn't have that wow factor.
Rolling right, under pressure, loses the football, scoops it up, takes off, and has a first down inside the 40.
But he doesn't have that wow factor.
Off the play fake, Watson with loads of time, fires downfield to the end zone, touchdown. Second of the first half for Will Fuller, 33 yards.
Mahomes has the big arm, and Mahomes is flashier.
So are you saying that Watson doesn't have a strong arm and Watson is not flashy? Wake up, fans across America. These aren't analysts covering your sports. They're professional fans that are covering your sports. Now, you do got some analysts that do their jobs, but for the ones that don't, man, why are you covering football?
The coverage they're playing, is there anything you guys can do as an offense to manufacture more opportunities for you to try them downfield, or was that kind of the only 2 or 3 opportunities you had in the game?
I mean, you know what coverage they're playing?
Well, you said earlier.
I'm just asking. I'm not.
No. I want.
It's cover 4.
Yeah.
So what the safeties are doing, they're playing deep, and they're guarding number 2. Corners sink, and they trap 2. And so what they're doing is keeping everything in front. The linebackers are playing anything that crosses. Kiki is playing the middle. He stops everything that crosses the middle. He jumps everything that. And the safeties is charging on number 2. So if the safeties are playing low, then we can't take that. We have to hit double moves. Mm-hmm. We did the post because Reed stepped up on 2 with an out over the top. I didn't hit it.